last week in order to bring us what I might say this week. Last week we talked about those Zebedee boys, remember? And their request for seats of honor. And we mentioned that this was the second time in Mark's gospel that a person of power asks the question, what do you want me to do for you? When the brother asked for those seats close to the throne, that's where I meant to talk about failure of religious imagination. That they were trapped in old assumptions, old ways of thinking, old ways of being, old dreams, and they had missed, because of their lack of imagination, they had missed this new way Jesus was talking. Well, thank you, Mark, for making it very clear today. What I'd like to ask you to do is walk with me through this short but so densely packed little passage from that gospel. I hope that you will gain a growing appreciation for the genius of our gospel writers, because Mark just is so clever. If you notice, as we started the first verse in this section, they came to Jericho as he and his disciples and a large crowd were leaving Jericho. They came to Jericho, and as they were leaving, you're supposed to stop there and go, well, why did Mark bother to tell us they came there if we don't get to hear a thing about what they did there, except that now they're on their way out of town? So it begs the question, we're supposed to puzzle about that. Did nothing happen there worth writing about? Are we supposed to remember the story from way back in our Hebrew scripture? And you know this one. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. Jericho, the site that God performed a miracle for our Hebrew ancestors. We know that Jericho was a significant sized city, that it was bustling and busy. In fact, I think in this morning's paper there's a long article about a trip to the Holy Land that one of our citizens made, and he talks about Jericho having been one of the least favorite spots on his way, that it was grimy and dirty and felt a little fallen down on its luck. Jericho. What we do know is that Jesus is on his way to Jerusalem. The end is quickly approaching. In fact, what comes next in Mark's gospel, which is why we don't go there, is the Palm Sunday parade. So the next story is about Jesus finally arriving. So Jericho, one of the last places Jesus stopped in his ministry tour. Then enter Bartimaeus, son of Timaeus, a blind beggar sitting by the side of the road, who, when he hears who happens to be passing by, shouts out, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. Okay, blindness, right? Literally, you cannot see. As a metaphor, one who doesn't see the whole picture, one who doesn't get it, what this Jesus way has been all about. A blind beggar. You can see him with his alms bowl sitting on the side of the road in this very busy city. He's an outcast. He's on the margins of society. He lives on the charity of those who pass by. He shouts, Jesus. Okay, clue. He knows who this guy is. He's heard about him. And then he says this very odd phrase, which if we had carefully been reading Mark from the beginning, we would know we have never heard Jesus call this before. Bartimaeus says, Son of David. Throughout Mark, Jesus has used the word Son of Man, which means child of the earth, Holy One of God. Son of David, however, is a long way from Jesus, from that no-count town of Nazareth. Little beggar, blind Bart has suddenly elevated Jesus, claiming this new title. Bartimaeus offers them a new identity claim. He introduces a new recognition, a new perception of Jesus by acknowledging the lineage all the way back to mighty King David, including Solomon, who was known for his generosity and his ability to heal. Little blind Bart clearly knows his faith story, and he pulls it all out in recognizing that this Jesus is somebody. Remember during the Palm Sunday parade, we use these words every year on Palm Sunday. Blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord. Blessed is the coming kingdom of our ancestor David. Those are the words in Mark. And so Mark puts those words first on this no-count little blind beggar sitting by the side of the road. That's important symbolically. And then what does blind Bart say? Have mercy on me, have mercy on me. That's the plaintive cry out of the heart of one who is down and out, on the edge of hopelessness. And we're not sure what he's really asking. For healing, for simple mercy, to touch the cloak of the hem of the cloak, for attention from the big guy. We don't know, except have mercy on me, Jesus, Son of David. And then many sternly ordered him to shut up, be quiet, don't bother him. But he cried out even more loudly, Scripture says, hello, what is this? Not long after Jesus tells his followers that the last shall be first in his way of doing things, the disciples don't object at all to a beggar being pushed to the edge of the scene, to the end of the line of people waiting to receive mercy from Jesus. Do these guys never get it? Goodness gracious, who are these dolts? Wasn't anyone paying attention as Jesus taught? One of the commentators noticed that Bartimaeus refuses to be defined by the circumstances or the expectations of those who are able to see, who appear to be close to Jesus, who assume the right to speak on his behalf. Bartimaeus is an agent in the story whose persistence sets in motion a wave